Emote, separate, think, then act. Emotions are very powerful, and we all know this. The emotions of anger and love, despair, happiness, excitement, sadness, fear. These emotions are very powerful, and they have a very strong and real effect on us. But as humans, we are not only born of emotion, we also have the power of logic. And often what happens is we make emotional decisions and we don't allow logic to play its proper role. Many times we'll allow logic to bend to emotion, and we'll make an emotional decision and we'll change the logic so that it fits the emotions that we feel. Emote is okay, but you have to separate. It is very important to separate from your emotions. As powerful as emotions are, sometimes emotions are not necessarily reality. Think of the person who is thinking about killing themselves. They're thinking about suicide, okay? This person may look around and maybe the worst set of circumstances happen, one after the other. They fail the test that they didn't want to fail, or they didn't get to a certain school, or so their boyfriend or girlfriend left them. This then leads to a very powerful emotion of I'm alone, or no one cares about me, or I'm worthless. And in this set of thinking, it's very easy to change your thinking that, well, if I don't matter, then certain things I should take myself away from this pain. This is where separation comes in. Grieving is normal, is fine, is natural, but you have to separate yourself from the emotion. Let me give you an example of how you can separate. Let's say that you are feeling really down today. It may have been something that happened at work, and maybe you're thinking about quitting your job, okay? One way you can separate: do something that you don't normally do. Go bowling, go fishing, go dancing. Well, do something out of your normal, okay? I wouldn't suggest shopping. Shopping is maybe normal for some people, but do something that is outside of your norm. Go climb a mountain, or go walk a nature path. Something that is outside of your normal. Take your mind off of the idea or the entity that caused you so much emotion, okay? That separation gives you a chance to come back and look at that problem later. Oftentimes when we have a super emotional response, it's very easy to get wrapped up into it and make a decision then. The reason you want to separate is because it gives you time before you make the decision. Separate some time between that emotion and when you make a decision as a response to that emotion. Your girlfriend breaks up with you. She breaks your heart. Or let's walk it a step back. You get in a fight with your girlfriend or boyfriend, and you're really upset and you want to say something super mean. I don't want to be with you anymore. Go away. If you take time to separate, go out with some friends, go do something fun, ride your bike for an hour. Then when you revisit that situation, you can see it in a more full light. Oh, I remember before this happened, I said so and such. Or let's say that you're the student who's upset about not getting into the high school or the school that you wanted to. You can look at that situation and say, well, I wanted to get into this school, but there are other possibilities somewhere else. So maybe I can rethink that situation. What you can't do is stay stuck in that set of emotion. So again, emote, separate, then think. Once you separate, you have a chance. It is almost like we can do that with this camera, okay? So if I'm here, I have a wider view, wider perspective of things that I can see. But if I'm closer, my perspective gets decidedly more narrow. Being able to understand your perspective concerning the problem or the issue that you're dealing with is a very powerful tool for maturing. You're having a tough day at your work, or you're having a difficult time at your job. You might think, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done with this. But if in that minute, in that second of emotion, you can say, you know what, I am really emotional right now. Let's just back off, separate from this. Go do something else for a day. Take a couple of days off. Go do something with some friends and come back to this. Then you can come back and say, okay, I'm not happy at this situation. Maybe I should start taking steps to change the situation. But for the meantime, the best thing to do is course of action B or C. Emote, separate, think, then act. If you do it in that order, you will find that you will make much better decisions with any of your bigger life decisions. If you look at you can look at the people around you. Think of the people who got swept up and they decided to go to Las Vegas and get married. It's possible that could work. I'm not saying that it can't work, but what I am saying is there is a better likelihood of that working if both of those people say, you know, I really care about this person and I would like to consider getting married to this person. But let's just take a little bit of time and separate from this wanting to do this spontaneous thing and do something that will take our mind off of this, and we can revisit this in 24 hours, in 12 hours, in a couple of days. If it's a good decision today, it's probably going to be a good decision 24 hours from now, or 48 hours from now, or a week from now. And of course, sometimes there's a very small window and you have to make a decision. But for the great majority of decisions, if it's a good decision right now, it's probably going to be a good decision in 2 weeks, in a month, in 2 days. So you can take some comfort in that, knowing I'm really emotional. I'm really irrational about this decision. I really want to buy this. I really want to go here. I really want to do this. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put this situation on the table for 24 hours and I'm going to go do something else. And then I'm going to come back to this decision. If you do that, you will find yourself making better decisions. So remember, emote, separate, think, then act. That's all, and I'll see you next time.